This is not where I expected to be on this Saturday morning, but here I am, being flexible and open to experiences. Let's go to my 5th visit to Jerash. What are we going to see at Jerash? Hadrian's Arch. We're going to see the Hippodrome. We'll see Nymphaeum. We will see Necropolis. We will see Temple of Zeus, Temple of Artemis. We will see a South and a North Amphitheater. We will see, what's the name of the circle? The Oval Plaza. And we will see the Cardo Maximus. We will also see, I keep calling them a triquilium, tetrapylons. We will see junctions in the road coming from Damascus in the north. We will see a junction, and it is called got it wrong again, tetrapylon. A tetrapylon. It's just an amazing space. Let's go visit Jerash. Before you even get to show your Jordan Pass, you're going to see the Church of Marianus, you're going to see the Necropolis, and you are going to see the Hippodrome. You're going to then, this is a really big site, you're going to walk right to the far end of the Hippodrome before you even show your Jordan Pass at the South Gate. A great place to start your visit is at the Necropolis. These are a couple of subterranean tombs dating back to the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. The Necropolis were built outside the city walls and built right next to the Church of Marianus, the 570 AD church for the Bishop Marianus. After walking in the single nave and from the main street through the narthex, you get to a geometrically patterned mosaic floor. Can you hear the roar of the crowd? 17,000 people coming to see the race here in this hippodrome. Chariots would go around and around about 6 or 7 times, and the crowds would cheer for their favourites. So underneath all of the seating are little shops, and the shops' floors will have mosaics under them, which is quite spectacular. Each of the little shops have no windows, they just have the entry door from the other side, and you can see that as you're coming in to the Hippodrome. But right on the far horizon there, you'll be able to see the Temple of Artemis and the churches. This is where we're heading, a couple of kilometres that way. So there is 2 ways I could have got to this spot. I could have gone on the main footpath on the outside of the Hippodrome, or I chose today to walk through the Hippodrome itself, coming to the north exit, and I'm going to head out here, and then I will show my Jordan Pass and get into the antiquity proper. When you're at Jerash, there is a couple of restaurants, one in the south car park and one just here near the ticket control near the south gate. You also have the Jerash Museum. If you want to use a decent toilet, this is your last toilet before you enter the actual site itself. The other one, there's a souk down the other end at the south end that has a bathroom as well that you can use. There's a little hut just there if you want to get a tour guide, and they speak about 5 or 6 different languages: French, German, Dutch, Italian. There's a sign there to say what languages they speak. So we're at the south gate. Let's go in and show our Jordan Pass and start our tour of Jerash. One thing I am noticing this visit to Jerash is there's a lot more visitors, which is fabulous. That means that the tourism season, at least for this month, is doing quite well. And the other thing that I see is a lot more presence of the tourism police. So about 2 weeks ago, 8 or 9 people of the Muslim Brotherhood were arrested making bombs. They said it was for domestic terrorism, but generally it wasn't. They were going to be used on the occupied territory. But heightened security here at Jerash. So as you enter the south gate, you're going to be greeted by the souk, a little group of shops just here, and then you've got the garrison over this side. When we'll go up to the top and we'll see the Temple of Zeus and get some of the most amazing photos. So when you're coming to Jerash, hat, sunscreen, water and very comfortable shoes as we walk past the souk. The South Amphitheater was inaugurated about 90 AD. There's an inscription on one of the podiums dedicating it to Titus Flavius Epi something or other, son of Dionys. The cave has 2 sections, a lower 14 row and an upper 15 row. The lower row would have been for higher status people and the 15 rows at the top would be for the cheap seats. After passing through the vomitoria, the 4,700 audience members would be ready to see an amazing show on this huge stage. Panorama from the Temple of Zeus is the churches, the Temple of Artemis, the Oval Plaza, over to the garrison and the souks and the south gate. Restoration of Jerash is ongoing, so each time you visit you will see something different. Moving along the ridge up to the churches, you'll be able to see the Oval Plaza, the Cardo Maximus, the South Tetrapylon, and one of the decumanus, looking over towards the churches and the Temple of Artemis. The Jerash site is at least a couple of kilometres long, so from the churches heading over to the Temple of Artemis, that lower set of pillars is the decumanus, the south junction road that goes to the tetrapylon. This decumanus, the south decumanus, would have taken people to the churches and temples, where the one at the north would have taken people to more residential and government offices, looking over again to the Oval Plaza and the South Gate. Heading over to the 3-church complex of St. George, St. John the Baptist and Cosmos and Damianos, built between 529 and 533. The twins, Cosmos and Damianos, studied medicine in Syria and were known as healers, and they treated many sick people for free and then converted them to Christianity. With the persecution of Christians, they were martyred by being beheaded. From the 5th century, they have been venerated as patrons of the medical profession and protectors against diseases. Beautiful mosaics cover the 3-nave basilica, the central nave being about 16.5 metres by 7 metres. The Temple of Artemis, dedicated to the patron goddess of the city, constructed in early 100s AD. There is only 11 columns left standing with these beautiful Corinthian capitals. The columns are not fixed, they are floating columns. So what you will see if you put something like a spoon in, that the rocks move slightly and then the spoon moves up and down. You can even feel the rock crushing your finger. There's so much that I love. There is so much that I love about Jerash. Behind me there is the North Gate. There is the North Amphitheater. So the North tetrapylon is just there as well. But this is a part of Jerash that I have never been to. I have spent many times. I think this is fifth time I've been here. It's the first time I've seen this church. So I'll do a bit of filming of this. And there's no plaque to say which church it is. But it is just a little further north in the Temple of Artemis. Doing some research, I've come across a name of a northwest church, which is northwest of the Temple of Artemis, which sounds about right. Or it could be the Church of St. Mary, the Church of the Virgin Mary, a large basilica with multiple mosaic inscriptions built in the mid-6th century at the top of a hill west of the Cardo Maximus. It could be the Church of Bishop Marianus, which is near the main Cardo but far north. Or my favourite would be this one, the Church of St. Aphrodisius, linked to the cult of Christian martyr from Alexandria, where only the mosaics survive, at the western edge of the city, outside the core urban area, which is about where this is, up in the kind of housing area. From this location, you can see the Temple of Artemis, the North Amphitheater, the very intact North Tetrapylon, which is an amazing space. I've taken a few attempts to get there. And then along the rest of the Cardo Maximus, there is the North Gate, just peeking over that ridge. Doesn't it look like a little face screaming, eyes and an open mouth? The North Gate and the North Amphitheater were built around 165 AD, with being only a small amphitheatre, probably only holding a couple of thousand people. The amazingly intact Cardo Maximus is actually intersected by two decumanus. The decumanus on this side would have gone to the residential area, where the one further down would have gone to the temples and the worshipping area. This is the North Tetrapylon, the most amazing structure. The crowning glory as you walk down the Cardo Maximus is near the centre, and that is the Nymphaeum, built around 125 AD to supply water both there in this central area and to other fountains along the Cardo. It would have looked majestic with its two levels of facades, all of those columns with Corinthian capitals cascading with water. The beating heart of Jerash is the Cardo Maximus. You can see the flagstones at different angles. The direct ones are crosswalks. There are circles in the middle of the way, and that is the water drainage system. There are these little niches and steps along the way so that people could move up towards the temples and the shops that lined the Cardo Maximus. And heading back to the Oval Plaza. Depending where you parked and arrived when you came to Jerash, if you were down the south end of the site and you parked your car there, or your bus let you off there, you will have access to a souk area where you can buy shirts and scarves and necklaces and jewellery and statues and plush camels. There's almost anything, magnets that you want to buy to have as a souvenir of your visit to Jerash. There is also a public toilet here in this section of the souk. You do not need to pay when you use the toilets at Jerash. All of the vendors at Jerash will ask you to enter their shop. If you are feeling a little overwhelmed, you just have to say no, la, and thank you, shukran. So all you have to say is la, shukran. Have an amazing visit when you come to Jerash. Don't forget to wear sunscreen, hat and comfortable shoes.